Hello, I am Dr. Mario Wong, specialist in clinical nutrition, metabolism, and geriatric health. Today I want to talk to you about something that seems harmless, everyday, even automatic, but that could be making you silently sick every night without you even knowing it. Sleep should be the time when your body repairs, regulates, and protects itself. But for millions of people, exactly the opposite happens. They make mistakes before and during sleep that increase the risk of heart attacks, strokes, serious falls, and accelerated health decline. What is most concerning is that many of these errors are so normalized that no one questions them. Today I want to reveal 5 nightly mistakes that I see every day in my clinic, especially in older adults. I will do this clearly and directly with practical solutions you can apply starting tonight. Pay close attention, because the last 2 mistakes are the most dangerous of all, and one of them is probably on your nightstand right now. Let's start with something that seems like just an annoyance, but is actually a very important red flag. If you wake up several times a night to urinate, if your sleep is fragmented because you have to go to the bathroom over and over, this doesn't just tire you out. It also stresses your heart, your brain, and your circulatory system. Many people believe this is normal with age, but it isn't. One of the most frequent causes is the accumulation of fluid in the legs during the day. People who spend many hours sitting or standing reach the afternoon with swollen ankles or calves. What happens when you lie down? That fluid returns to the bloodstream, passes through the heart, and reaches the kidneys, which start working overtime in the middle of the night. The result is waking up 2, 3, or more times to urinate. The solution is simple but very effective. 2 or 3 hours before going to bed, elevate your legs for 40 minutes to an hour. You can do this sitting in a recliner with your legs supported on a chair or a small table. This allows the fluid to be reabsorbed before you sleep and not during the night. You will urinate before going to bed and wake up much less. Now pay attention. If your legs swell frequently, this could be a sign of heart, kidney, or circulatory problems. In that case, it is always fundamental to consult a doctor. Added to this is another very common error related to water. Many people drink too little water during the day and try to compensate at night. They leave a large glass on the nightstand and drink it all before sleeping. That is a guaranteed recipe for waking up multiple times. The body needs hydration, yes, but it must be well distributed. Ideally, drink water from the moment you wake up until 2 or 3 hours before bed. In the final hours before sleep, take only small sips if you are thirsty, not large quantities. Poor sleep from waking up to urinate increases blood pressure, alters metabolism, affects the heart, and raises the risk of strokes. Furthermore, it increases the risk of nighttime falls, which for older adults can be devastating. Speaking of what we do before bed, we come to another silent but very harmful mistake: eating dinner late and heavy. Eating and immediately lying down forces the body to work when it should be resting. A full stomach increases acid reflux. The intestines continue absorbing sugar and fat at a time when metabolism is slower and cortisol, the stress hormone, is elevated. Many people think they are sleeping, but they are not actually resting. Their sleep is shallow, fragmented, and not very restorative. Today we know that late heavy dinners are associated with higher cardiovascular risk. The solution is clear. Eat dinner at least 2 hours before sleeping, 3 if you can. This allows the digestive system to finish its work so your body can enter a real state of rest. While the body rests, The posture in which we sleep also matters a lot. Sleeping on your back can be dangerous, especially if you are overweight or have reflux. This position favors snoring and sleep apnea, that condition where a person stops breathing for seconds during the night. This gravely affects the cardiovascular system, increases pressure, and raises the risk of heart attacks. Sleeping on your stomach isn't ideal either, because it strains the spine and worsens muscle pain and sleep quality. For most people, the best position is sleeping on the left side with a pillow between the legs. This posture improves reflux, favors venous return to the heart, reduces snoring, and improves spinal alignment. But remember, the best position is the one in which you can actually sleep. If you can't fall asleep that way, find a lateral alternative that is comfortable for you. Now, we enter the two most dangerous mistakes of all. The first is getting out of bed too fast. If you are over 60, if you are diabetic, or if you take blood pressure medication, this point can literally save your life. Getting up abruptly can cause a sudden drop in blood pressure, what we call orthostatic hypotension. This causes dizziness, blurred vision, fainting sensations, and falls. Many hip fractures and head injuries occur this way while rushing to the bathroom at night. The solution is to apply the 20 to 30-second rule. When you wake up, sit up in bed, move your feet, move your arms, and activate your body slowly. If you have water nearby, take a small sip. Count to 20 and then stand up slowly. Stay still for a few seconds and only then start walking. This simple habit prevents serious falls and accidents. And a key detail, avoid loose rugs near the bed. Finally, we reach the most common and dangerous mistake of all. That little bottle on the nightstand, the sleeping pill. Many people have spent years taking pills like diazepam, alprazolam, or clonazepam without knowing the real risks. They become dependent, they need higher doses, and although they fall asleep, they do not rest well. These pills alter the deep stages of sleep, worsen memory, increase the risk of falls, confusion, sleep apnea, and cognitive decline. I'm not saying these medications are always bad. They are useful in specific situations and for a limited time. The problem is taking them for years without medical review. If this is your case, do not quit them cold turkey. Consult your doctor and create a plan to reduce them progressively. Focus on preventing insomnia, not just turning it off. Sleeping at the same time every day, exposing yourself to sunlight upon waking, avoiding screens at night, and managing stress are much safer and more effective strategies in the long run. If this message made you reflect, I invite you to like it, share this video with someone who needs it, and tell me in the comments where you are watching from and what topic you would like us to cover next. Your participation helps this information reach more people. I am Dr. Mario Wong, and for me, it is an honor to accompany you on this path. See you in the next one.